Good morning, everybody. Litecoin enthusiasts and Litecoin Foundation. Here now the news. It's 5:17 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sunday, February 2nd. Here now the news. Okay, most of you are familiar with my channel. I just went through a lot of drama, what I call the Litecoin squad. People who will defend Litecoin no matter what the people above them are doing with Litecoin. They will defend it. It's sad because this will actually hurt them in the long run. So see, we hit $71.23. We're going to lower lows. If you notice, if you're following the 1 hour, and we're getting higher lows. So it looks like eventually we're gonna go lower. There is a lot of good though. If you follow this graph, there's good buy pressure pushing this down. We already found the market makers trades at 1559.18. Okay, let's go to the secondary graphs. Okay, we're on the 4 hour. Oh, we have a 4 hour confirmation. It's pretty low. Let's take the 1 hour. Okay, in about one, if this is going to take a dive, we already have a 4 hour confirmation. I don't know how low it's going to go. Also, I know it's going to go low. And if anybody's going to tell you if they know what price this is going to go down to, or this is going to go up and they know everything about the market, they don't. The only person that could do this analysis is you, okay, at the moment, sitting in front of your computer, looking at the graphs, because people can't tell the future. All you could do is try to track what you find to be the most influential trader in the book. In this case, it's the market maker. And what I found is that the market maker is influencing the price using his two trades in the order book. How I found it was a combination of a little sleuthing. Let's see if I can find that for you. And based on this information that came from Coinbase itself, the two trades I was tracking were the market makers trades. They told a story different from what the math has told me. As far as I could tell, his trades are not being put at equidistance, which to me tells me that he's using his trades to leverage himself into a desired mid-market price. My math is strictly derived off reading comprehension and reading this. He's supposed to be an equidistant price away, and the customer bids and offers a like amount. Okay, the like amount means that on both sides, the trades are the same market size, and it has to be equidistance price away in order not to fiddle with the mid-market price. Coinbase is telling you that, not me, and that's how I based my math. Now let's get to the task at hand. So now that we know that the market maker is influencing the price, you find the market maker's trades. Now remember, they said like amounts. What's that mean? It means it's going to be the same market size. Okay, so you don't know nothing. So you see the large amounts, not the small ones. You ignore them. One's over 1,000. You look. Well, you see this. Well, let's check the largest one first. 1559. Let's see. You don't know where the market makers trades are. Oh, look at this. 1559.18. You could do the opposite way. You could look in here, and you just pick. Pick. So we already found the market makers trades. The next step is let's see if they're equidistant. Now that we seem to be going slightly sideways, I do think you're going to see them the trades around 6 cents from being truly equidistant, because we're going sideways. You see, so you get out your calculator, and you're going to do some calculations. You're just going to find the price that this sell is, 71.68. And also, you're going to also realize something too. The price won't go no higher than 30 cents below the sell sale. So if you just want to end it at that. So now you've seen him move it. It's still 71.68. 71.68. Spot 68 minus 71.14. Okay, we got a healthy 54 cents away. When I see it more than 40 cents away, to me that's an indicator he has an upside bias, but we're not going to confirm that until we see the bottom, the sell buy side. Okay. $70.55. And as I told you, we have hit equilibrium as we're going sideways. You can see how he manipulates it. He manipulates it to go up. He manipulates it to go down. He manipulates it into equilibrium, where it goes sideways. Now, I don't know if I don't know if he's going to go up and down. You have to keep doing these formulas hour by hour. If you're serious about trading, this is what you have to do. Now, as far as the personalities that said they're going to sue me because they don't want to be accused of stating something that they stated and being questioned, why would they state it? And how come instead of addressing the math, they were more worried about me telling everybody what they stated or didn't state? They went into this little drama tizzy. I don't understand it. They could have just said, yeah, I might have said it. I was wrong. That was like the best cover. I mean, if I was doing something like that and I was involved in something I should have been, I would have said, yeah, I might have said it, but remember, that's only my opinion. Read my disclaimer. I didn't get that from them. I got something else. I'm telling you, there's something really funny going on here with the Litecoin Foundation members or ex-members, and this manipulation of Litecoin. There really is. Now, a lot of people that disproves your theory. No, it doesn't. He does this in phases. I can guarantee you stay here in an hour, you're going to see an easy 25% difference. And there's other times when I have tagged, you look at my videos, you'll see one that's 36 cents away and the other one's 18 cents away. That's 100% difference in equilibrium. And then you're wondering why the price is going down so hard. Pardon me. So, this isn't made to hurt anybody's feelings. These videos are strictly out to help the investor protect himself. That's all. And I'm an investor. I'm one of the top 10,000 investors on Coinbase Pro. And you know how you find out you're one of those top investors? When you got that letter from the IRS. Those didn't go out to just everybody. They went out to the top, investors, the 10,000 or 11,000 or so. That's how it was decided how to send out letters. They didn't send letters to everybody. And of course, I cleared myself with the IRS. I said, here's my taxes. Take a look at them. All right, Mr. Russo, you did the right thing. Goodbye. And then and that was all. Now, as far as this is concerned, this has several agencies investigating it. Whether they know it or not, or whether they believe it or not, that's not my problem. That's their problem. Strictly their problem. I don't have any feelings otherwise if they believe me or not. All I'm here to show you people is that it was easy to show to the agencies. They understood this, or they wouldn't have started an investigation. Okay, that's number one. They're working at it. My method is proved so valid that I trained several people from the CFTC, their top lawyer, and 4 of her subordinates. I trained them online. I actually trained people who are designed to watchdog the market on something that I found. So now they know how to read the order book. Now what they did now is they seen this, and they went to all the other markets, and they're looking now for this in their markets. But this is market specific. For some reason, the market maker likes to do this on only Coinbase Pro. Now I know he's probably manipulating Bitcoin as well, but he's using a different method. And if my Indian friend is out there, you know who you are. You showed me that. You should come on here and start posting videos of that yourself. But I understand how you explained it and done it to me, but you probably know more about it since you're the discoverer and you worked on it probably just as long as I worked on Litecoin. So they're gonna need your specific direction on what's going on here. Now again, you can still see that trade, that 50, 59, 18. It's ridiculous now. People sit there and deny it, or you're picking random trades. And these trades are here every day. It's so easy to see them. And again, I didn't spot these trades. Somebody that used to work for Chase, JP Morgan Chase, spotted them first and said, hey, John, look at this. Look at this. What's up with these trades? And, you know, it's funny. He goes, this is probably the market maker's trades. And I said, it can't be. Why? Because the trades are supposed to be equidistant, and they're not. I'm pretty sure that's not the market maker. And then we send the letter out, and Coinbase tells us, hey, it is the market maker. And we just stood there, we did a face palm. Are they basically, these people are out of their mind. Now, this happens in other markets. This is not something that's new. This actually happened on the NASDAQ. And what happened to those people when they were caught, they received a fine that totaled out to $1 billion, B with a billion. Okay, and now this is just LTC. Now, so I don't know which the SEC knows this is going on too. I walked an agent through this too as well. So anybody that has any like experience in the stock market, they're able to grasp this concept when they see it's order book derived manipulation. And basically, if you're going to manipulate something, you have to manipulate it through the order book. There's really no other way, unless you do shorts or longs. You could do it that way, but that even that, which is, it's really to influence other traders to react to your long or short positions if they're very long. This is this active manipulation straight out in the order book right in front of your face. I mean, which is very, very stupid. At least some traders will use a third source and then try to influence you to look at that third source and influence the market you're looking at now. This is just openly right on the same page as the security, right on the exchange itself. So this is rather like a caveman style form of manipulation. This is like really simple. And it's so simple that this is why I think you guys don't see it. It's so simple. It's out of the range of a lot of people's sophisticated intelligence that we have now. You have more people of a higher IQ. So when somebody discovers something, this is very easily to overlook. You're like, nah. It's got to be done this way. When they manipulate the market, it's more complicated. And I understand where they're coming from, because that's what I thought when it first started happening, when I first caught it. And then I realized the path I was on was correct. Now I hope this helps people to understand. I have people out there holding the bag from 325, and I feel sorry for you. But when you buy high, there's only one way to get all your money back. You're going to have to start trading to get your money back. Because I don't think it's going up to 325 soon. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to start tracking the market maker as best as you can. Learn this method. Buy, sell. Buy, sell. Buy, sell. Buy, sell. Buy, sell. That's the only way I can figure out you can make your money. And that's how I got That's really how I got myself flattened out and into profit myself. Then I took the money out. I stopped trading. Then I started reporting this. And then October 15th, I took some money. I'll throw a little in it and test my theory. And I started making money off of this, following the market maker's algorithm. The market maker induced algorithm, I call this. Now, why do I call it the market maker induced algorithm that I follow now? It's because the market maker is manipulating the market. Okay. Now let's see. We showed you equilibrium, right? So now we're gonna check it again, and I can guarantee you'll see the buys are coming in. You're gonna see this. This is the sell. This is the buy. The sell is closer, so the market is kind of in equilibrium. Will go sideways, but it's been triggered to go a little bit down. But I see a green bar now, right? So we're gonna see if anything's changed. So okay, we're gonna clear it out, just the top, delete these two old ones, and we're gonna see that if it's been changed. So now all we gotta do is find the trades. It's buried in here in this 1785. And that equals 28 cents, right? But let's check. I might have missed it. We'll check. I could be wrong. The 1558 could be higher in the book. See? I'm wrong. It's here. So what do? You're going to correct it. Ignore this. So we're going to clear it out and do it again. See how you make mistakes and you correct yourself. You check your work. 73 cents. Now, we know this one's wrong. Look, it was 54. Now he moved it away 73 cents, and now we got a green bar. You see how it's happening? Now 71 spot 40 minus, and we're going to do the other side now. You see how this works together, my friends? Now this just moved up. You just seen it? 70.98. It just moved up in price. You see it? So now you could see the buy is much closer than the sell. And look how far out of whack they are. Okay? You see how far they're out of whack? Now look. Uh, that's a lot, man. That's 43%. So he looks like he's heavily now into bringing it up. You see that? It's biased toward the bring up. Ignore this 28. This is where the sell at. This is where the buy at. They're not even close to being equidistance. Now, many of you will say, how do you find out how out of whack, how far the buy is just is to go up? Now, we just do this. 43% difference bias to the upside. Now, if it hits 50, 60%, when you do it, after you see which way it's biased, or if it's on a sell bias, that's how I'm tracking it. That's how I know if we're going to get a big upswing or a small upswing. But that could change any minute. Remember, he moves his trades without any market provocation. Why? Because he's actively manipulating the market. You'll see. Actually, the way this is supposed to work, market activity hits the book. If it raises the price, not he raises his walls to stay, even to the new mid-market price. We all of a sudden decide to sell off. He moves his walls down to keep up with the price that we create. Instead, what we see is he's creating the price, and he's influencing the mid-market price. He's moving when there's no market activity whatsoever. He'll even move one trade and he'll forget to move the other. These two trades have to also move in unison. There's no excuse for this. It's open market manipulation. So that's it. Now, as far as the people involved, well, when you're running the scam through the internet, it's not going to be one individual that's involved in it if you want to get profit. You're going to have key team members. First, you have to lure in the investor. There's going to be people that are going to be tasked to do that. This isn't a simple thing where only one person's involved. Then you have to have the vehicle that's being used to defraud the investor on an exchange where the investor can come in and buy the currency that the market maker is telling them, or not the market maker, the marketeers are telling you to buy it. Okay? And then you got the person who actually has created the issue that's out there, who knows that they shouldn't have the exchange selling their securities and using it as a vehicle to defraud investors. It's that simple. So you have more than one person obviously involved in this. It's obviously they have to have permission to sell it on the exchange. The exchange has to say, okay, you put it on the exchange. Then you have the market maker coming in and go, okay, I'll provide the liquidity. And then, of course, you have the people, okay, I'll advertise that it's on Coinbase, and I'll try to bring investors in on this. So it takes more than one person. This isn't a simple task to achieve this. Even a simple, back in the day, people will notice, even a three-card Monte person who you knew was ripping off people would have somebody playing and always winning there, their buddy. Oh, I won again. Oh, look at this. Taking the money. And he usually used to use a young, pretty girl that was well dressed, was sitting there going, oh, I won again. And you, the dummies behind her, oh, look at her, she just won $100. And all she had to do was find the card. I can do this. And then the guy goes, up, here, put more money in here. Okay, you won. You won $20. I'll put another 20. You win that 40. And you go, yeah, okay, you throw down another 20, and I'll put another 20 up, and then you can win another $80 on top of that $80 that we got there. And then he lets you in. He goes, okay, I'm gonna throw another 20 out of my pocket to bet against you that you can't do this again. And then you throw another 20 down. You lost. Boom. He takes all the money off the table and he walks away. That's how it works. That's how it works. This is like what I'm seeing. This is what I'm seeing right here. And again, this is why I know this scam cannot be pulled off without more than one person being involved on it. Okay? And then you see suspicious activity and if you want to find out who's exactly involved in it, it's a very simple trick. My grandfather taught me this. If you want to see how many rats are in the woodpile, you just kick it. And of course, that's what happened. I went over and I kicked the woodpile. I said, how come, hey, look at this. Hey, look at this. Everybody, look at this. Take a look at this. And all of a sudden, you see them pissed or angry, and they're running away from you. That's a metaphor. I just kicked the rat pile, and now the rats are running away. If you can understand where I'm coming from. So the market makers trades do exist. I got a letter in Coinbase's own hand from the legal team that confirms that. They also confirmed they did an investigation, which I was running in parallel. Now, see, I told you the price was going up. I told you. This is how we know. This is how we make money. To my friends out there that are wondering how do you do it, you see how I just did that? You see? Plus, look at this. Look at the buy pressure on here, and it's being exerted by those two trades. Those two trades are the two If you look at the exposed order book on those two trades I just showed you, outside of this trade here, this is the second largest trade in the order book that has a big influence. You moved it farther away, then you got this trade, right? You see he took it out of equilibrium? You could see that by just looking at it. Look at the distance away. And you confirmed it with the math, right? Look at how far they're out of whack. You see? This is the largest trade in the exposed order book. You see now how I'm doing it, people? Have you caught on? Now you know why it's necessary to go in there and check these trades consistently and watch them, because they're dictating this here by leveraging their trades to influence this. What? That's the first thing I would ask. Coinbase needs to be asked. You said you ran a parallel investigation, and you said that the market maker has kept his trades pegged to the mid-market price, which means equidistance. Pegged means equidistance from the mid-market trade. But yet this guy's got 540 something videos. There's a lot of work here, and it shows that you're not pegged. As a matter of fact, there's instances where the equilibrium is like 100% off on one side. Could you explain how you can play, how you can come to that conclusion that the market maker is keeping his trades pegged to the mid-market price? That's going to be the first question. Mr. Russo did not state this. This is the statement you issued to the New York Department of Financial Services. And the best part about this shows you how bad that their legal team is, how weak the legal team is at Coinbase Pro. I want to show you this. You have to understand this. When somebody initiates an investigation, right? The person that initiates the investigation, which would be me, right? And I'll show you. This is how they tried to hide us. This is confidential via email. Coinbase did not want this document in my hand. You see? But they have to realize the one who files the complaint, this agency answers to the person who filed the complaint. They initiated the investigation based on my complaint. So therefore, when the investigation comes to conclusion, they have to tell me. And they had to give me this letter. Okay? So basically what we got is an exchange that by my investigation is less than truthful, and this letter is just a cover-up to what's going on in their order books on Coinbase Pro. It's a cover-up. If they could say I'm slandering them, you know something? I'm waiting for one of these people to serve me with papers so I could walk in with this document in front of a judge or a jury. More than likely, it'll be a judge if we could resolve the issue and walk up to a judge and say, yeah, Your Honor, I did not slander them. And you know what? I'll tell them two things. First of all, I'm a whistleblower, and I'll show you what I'm a whistleblower for. And if they're saying they're slandering me, well, they have to explain to me how they ripped off me and several other traders by using this method, which I could show you and prove you with simple math and present it to them. What do you think the judge, who's a judgmental person, either everything's black or white, to a judge, guilty or not guilty? And this evidence points to the guilty because simple math isn't going to lie to the judge. You understand? The judge does everything based on facts, a witness. They wouldn't have a snowball's chance in hell. I would not even need to take a lawyer. They could have, I've done this before. You see, this isn't nothing new where I went to court. I had a client who brought in a staff of lawyers The judge said, before we even talk in front of me, go to the blue room. That's a room where you can negotiate. And those lawyers were in there trying to convince me to drop the case. And I sat there and explained everything to them, and they didn't care about the evidence. They were just going to try and they worked on that time that they had to badger me to drop the case. And I just sat there like this. Go ahead, say what say you have. Oh, you don't need to do this. Blah 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 blah. And they kept going. Okay, we go outside the blue room. We went out in front of the judge. I and I even showed the lawyer the documents, but their client thought that they could badger me, bully me into dropping it. I showed it. One of the other lawyers goes up to the client. He's got the documents. He's gonna win. If he goes in, he goes, let's settle this. But the client said no. I was standing in the hallway when the client was talking to their team of lawyers, and she's like, "I got 10 lawyers, and you mean to tell me that you can't beat him? You can't beat him." There was a female representing a company. She came with the lawyers, and she goes, "You can't beat him?" I was like, "Oh, this lady doesn't like me at all. I could tell you the way she's pointing her finger and pointing it down instead of up." You see, people, you got to realize when people are talking about you in a third party conversation, if you can witness it, you could see the way the person thinks about you. You could be taller than the person. And when they're talking and they're pointing their finger, if they're pointing it down, that's what they think you are. You're a lowlife. If they're pointing it up, you're a threat to them. She was pointing it down, so I read that body language. I caught on to that quick. And then when we went in there, she was like, I got 10 lawyers. He's got nobody. I said, Your Honor, I'm not going to withdraw. I couldn't settle it, and this is the reason why I found this. I pulled out the papers. I gave it. The judge put on his glasses and read it, and he gave it to their lawyers. He goes, you got it here that you were going to pay him this much money, and you didn't pay him. He goes, where's your receipt? Do you have a receipt to prove you paid Mr. Russo? No. I mean, the judge started like looking at them. They started like making feeble excuses. You could tell the lawyer knew they were going to lose. So he was like really uncomfortable that he even had to be there because he knew the judge was going to get pissed. The lawyer didn't want to be in front of the judge. He knew he was going to lose, but it was his job because the client had him on retainer to get that client out of trouble. And he really had no way to do it. Because the client was one of those type of personalities that's always used to winning. And I won, and you had to see the lady. She went in the hallway and she started yelling at him, basically admonishing him, pointing the finger at him. I paid you X amount of money, and you guys lost. I just said goodbye. I felt sorry for him. And then it wasn't even over then, later, because after the judgment was done and they came back to me, I turned around and I said, look, I want more money. I want X amount more for all the shit you put me through. You know that lawyer went back to the client and the client was afraid that I was going to bring him back to court again. They gave me the money. Case closed. We settled. And I didn't have a lawyer. I didn't have a lawyer. You don't need a lawyer to know the law. If you're involved in something, you learn the specific laws of what you're involved in, and you go to similar cases and you pull the similar evidence that people use to prove their case, and lo and behold, you win. You win. Lawyers don't want you to notice; they'll be out of business. So that's how I know how this is going to turn out. If I were to be hauled into court by any one of these guys right now, I wouldn't even have to go through even that. And I know that because I have whistleblower status. Your Honor, they dragged me into court. Yes, I'm investigating, and they're suspected of being involved in running a scam on a cryptocurrency exchange. I say suspected. Here's the investigation. Here's the letter from the this agency and this agency. You can call them up and you can ask him. He's probably not even. He's going, I seen enough. I seen it here. Bailiff dismissed the case. Get everybody out of my courtroom. I don't want to see you bring this guy in his court again, or I'm going to friggin' nail you to the wall. That's what he would say. He would tell them that next time you guys threaten to bring this guy to court, and you bring them into my court, and you try to intimidate them through using the courts to intimidate them, I will throw you in jail. That's what he'll tell them. I'll have you all spend the night in the tombs. And that would be it. But these guys don't seem to understand that because they haven't been through it. What Rob D said, oh, you're trying to clout us. It's not clout. It's experience. There's a difference between clout and experience. I'm not wearing a $15,000 Rolex on my hand while I'm talking to you and big pimping with gold teeth in your mouth, if that's what you're trying to say, clout. This is what happens when you deal with people that have nothing. They're just rank amateurs. So that's to explain why this math is valid. Now, if it wasn't valid, they wouldn't be attacking me so hard or threatening me or trying to get my channel taken down if this wasn't obvious, okay? If I was a guy speaking nonsense, they would just, he's crazy, just let it run. You see? Then they come in and try to deny math. And I'm getting more subscribers each and every day because people are smarter than they are. They're not falling for it. And plus, they got to realize 2019 was the year of the scammer. More people got taken by scams than any other previous year in crypto. And most people want to know how they were taken. And I'm just pointing it out. So I'm sorry if you feel that way, if you feel angry that you're being held to account. I'm sorry. You should clear yourself. If you're worried about me saying these things about something, you should clear yourself. You know how you do that? You go and check the math, and then you go run your own this math against the market maker, and you find out it's true. Then you take this to any professor in economics. Show them that letter. You don't have to show them my math. That's what the DA did. You need to take this to Fordham University to this professor. The professor is going to check to see if your theory is reality before we get involved. Sent it to the professor at Fordham University, as the DA told me to do. He checked the math and goes, you know what, you're right. So what else do I need to do? I can even show you the let me see if I can find you the professor. The professor's on here. You see this stack of this is the stack of documents that I got. I don't know if you this is from 4 different agencies. Okay? And they wouldn't take the case until after I submitted my evidence to the professor, and the professor confirmed it. I mean, you know, I don't know what they're saying. Clout. In this case, it's not clout that's needed. It's what I. The whole issue is evidence. Evidence, evidence, evidence. So whether I sit here with the grill on. Oh, here it is. This is the Attorney General. You see, this is where you bring your. If you find any financial crime here, this is the list of people that'll check it out for you before the DA will act on anything. These people, professors, they're the most learned people in the world. And if you come up with something, also I had another thing that I found out. That's, you know, when they outsource your jobs, I also found something out, and I shared it with the professor who works for the American Institute of Banking, that magazine. And I sent it to him, and he says, you got something here. And you'll be surprised that your job's being outsourced to a foreign company. They're not a foreign company, and they're using your labor or the promise of a labor contract to a foreign source to leverage the price of the foreign source's stock higher. And they're all insider trading it. And I know because I was there from the conception of the source seed. I was there at working at that, and I watched them do it. And then I shared it with a professor and how they leveraged it. And what in that case, I watched them tell their buddies, buy this stock at this foreign company. It's gone public. Buy it. They bought it at the low price. After they bought it at the low price, then they tell them, look, we're going to buy it back from you. Sight unseen, no market news or something, 25% higher than what you paid for it. They bought it back. Then they announced that this company received a huge contract from X, which they worked for X, right? And the stock went up even higher than that 25%. They became, if they were poor, they became multi-millionaires in about a month. And I followed the whole process through. So it's very easy to understand what they're doing. In some cases, they just deny you the information. But if you're able to get the information like I did, then those that are blind, everything becomes clear. Now I'm sharing the information with you. I'm showing you where I sourced it from. I'm showing you how I formulated my math. Follow the process through. It just showed you how it works. You've seen it go up. I told you it was going to go up. Look at the bias. 43% bias to the upside, and of course we just went up. I don't know what else I have to show people. The only thing is that if I'm showing you this for is that you can track the market maker. So instead of losing your money from the market maker, you get your money back plus your profit back. It's your profit. It's your money. It's not his. You didn't invest to give your money to the market maker, did you? I don't know if you guys are investing and you're not using this math. You're just giving your money to the market maker. You might as well call up Brian Armstrong and tell him, hey, look, tell your market maker I'm sending him some money and to drop the price and hit my stop losses and take my money, 5 to 10%, whatever you put your stop loss at. You just might as well do that. So I'm done here today, people. You guys follow the math, track it, use this. It took me a while. It works, as far as I can tell. But you can't just use this math alone. You have to use these graphs that I use on Binance. And plus you have to put your own style into it. Okay? You have to put your own stuff in there. We're still going, you see, we're going up to the 1 hour. What goes up must come down, people. You have to stylize it so you can understand it. I'll give you the basis tools. You might want to mix and match your own stuff in there. But like I said, you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. You teach him the fish, he eats every day. And that's it. Again, if you guys want to read the documents, I'll just leave them there. You can easily see, if you could read, you have a good reading comprehension, how the math relates exactly to this. Again, the math shows that this is absolutely hogwash, what you're seeing here. This versus the activity on exchange, 180 degrees contrary to each other. So this is a false statement. Now, as far as the people that are involved, like I said, I went and kicked a rat pile. The rats came out. I started looking for people that were around the foundation. I already know the exchange is involved because I have done the same thing to the exchange, and they talk to key people. They know what's going on, and they came and they did the same. You see, I did the same investigation I did with Coinbase Pro to them. They didn't even realize it. I even told them I did. I went to Coinbase Pro, and they shook the cage, and the rats came running out of there. They tried to do the same thing, get my videos taken down. Then I went to the Litecoin Foundation, kicked their woodpile. I actually had somebody help me do that. Their rats came running out, and they tried to do the same thing. They tried to get my channel taken down. Machiavelli. But I'm stupid. I'm crazy. I did the same thing to the Litecoin Foundation that I did to Coinbase Pro, and I got them to admit that they actually had a legal interaction with me. And they admitted that they made a false statement that I can prove. Now I'm waiting. These guys made a false statement I can prove. If I want them to sue me, they haven't figured that out yet. But but uh, but then I realized, well, even if they do sue me and bring me to court, I can't even bring any aspects of the case out. I have to end it right there by telling them I got whistleblower status and I'm taking part in an active investigation against them. And here's the paperwork. And the judge is going to say goodbye. And the next, and not only that, the judge is going to tell him, if you threaten this guy again, and if I see or hear that you brought this guy in front of a judge again, I will have you locked up. He's a whistleblower. You don't threaten him and drag him into court. You have your day. You'll have, in the end, let me tell you, all you guys that were attacking me, in the end, no matter what you do, in the end, you guys, the ultimate end to all of this is that you are eventually going to see me in court whether you want to or not. That's why the judge is going to dismiss the case. I hope that clarifies to you nutters out there that are threatening to sue me. Okay? The judge knows this is an open investigation, that I'm the whistleblower, and in the end, you will see me in court. You'll have your chance to defend yourself. So that's why if you bring any other cases prior to the end all be all that's coming, they're just going to get dismissed because it's an open and active investigation. I hope that clear that up to you guys, that you're really spinning your wheels. I mean, there's no way you can cover this up anymore. It's been exposed. It's out of my hands. I told you that before, but they're allowing me to tell everybody else so they don't get caught in the trap. How's that for understanding? Can you understand that now? You can actually go to any of your lawyer friends. Some of you saying you have lawyers in your family. They'll tell you this. In the end, this is going to court whether you want to be there or not. It just depends if you get your name put on the docket. And the way it looks now, it looks like your name is going on the docket. You screwed yourself by attacking me. See, and I called up the agent. They said, these people from X, I went over to find out exactly what I did was to find out who's involved in what. I told you that already. I'm helping them out. I'm assisting them. I'm taking part of an active investigation. Like I said, Coinbase Pro, they followed the same exact pattern of a guilty party. I look to see well, I know they're screwed because of what they're doing. So regardless if they respond to me or not, I don't care. I want to see their response if I do get one. And I got the same exact response from the Litecoin Foundation members and community members as I got from Coinbase Pro. That's what I based on. I'm watching them. I prod them with a stick, and I got the same reaction. So people be aware. Please use the math. Track them. Learn how to track the market maker if he's rigging the market. Learn how to use these graphs. Be your own analysis. These guys, the spaghetti and candlestick boys, all they're going to tell you, well, it might go up and it might go down. That's not going to help you. You have to learn to do your own analysis. Don't trust anybody but yourself when it comes to your money, or you will lose your money. That's my advice to you today. God bless. Really, God bless. People understand what I'm saying. And good luck to you all.